Hello everybody, hello everybody, and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And today I'm going to be finishing up a small series, a three-parter for the game Aliens: Another Glorious Day in the Corps. It's from the expansion of Get Away From Her, You Bitch. Is basically Survivors of the Sulaco Part 3. So today it's going to be Ripley and the loader. So I was looking at this and trying to figure out what colors to use, and pretty much have gotten all my colors figured out. So it's going to, it's going to be just a couple of colors here and there. It's going to be a lot of base coating on the loader, and then on Ripley, and then it's so it's like it's going to be a little bit elaborate, but it shouldn't be too elaborate. Is what I'm trying to say. And the finger has healed up quite nicely, so I will do, so when I do the priming, I will do it the way I normally do. And it will be on camera, because it's not only is the finger healed enough, but it's also nice and sunny out there. So so the next part is going to be, of course, priming, and then after that, we start the base coat. Alright, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. I'm back, and got the piece ready to go. It's gonna be nice. This is gonna be nice and quick. It's just one piece. Granted, it's a nice size piece, but it's just one piece. Unfortunately, right now the wind is blowing right back at me, so hold it out. I got some primer on my shirt. Looks like I got everything. Yeah, looks like I got every. Ooh, wait, no. I'm seeing. I'm going to be a little bit obsessed with that, because the next couple of times while I was waiting for my finger to heal, I wasn't getting all of it. But I did just now. So that's it for the priming. Next, like I said, is going to be the base coat. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Alright, I'm back, and the primer is now dry, and I'm going to get started on some base coating here. So let's get to it. Okay. So, first thing I'm going to do is paint the loader. Okay. Alright. So the loader is going to be it's going to be most of this. A lot of the little bits is going to be painting over the yellow. But definitely, I think definitely getting the loader first, I think, is the better way to go. Okay. Yeah. So like I was saying, well, I actually said it on a short I just made. Well, I may have said it earlier. The finger is doing a lot better. Oops. Painted her arm there. So yeah, I was able, as you saw, I was able to do the priming, the normal way that I always did it, which is better than the way I was compensating for being hurt, because it wasn't covering everything, which doesn't always look good when it does that. So okay, so let's get, so I'm gonna get every little bit with the yellow, and what I'm gonna have to do then is let this yellow dry and then just go whatever, you know, whatever needs to be gone over. I'll do that after, because in most cases, going over the yellow as a, you know, with the yellow as a base is going to come out a lot better. Oh, there's a little bit of gloppiness there. My bad on that. So okay. So yeah, gonna try to get every little nook and cranny that I need to get with the yellow paint. All right. And I will say this, I am looking forward to when John and I get to this game. We've been trying to make plans to post a lot more on the Tabletop Jones Productions channel. I know John tends to take a lot of the blame for us not posting as frequently, but you know, it's not just him. You know, we are a team, so I do share my portion of the blame. Okay. But yeah, this game, there's a lot that we can do with it, and it's probably going to be when we, I shouldn't say if, I say when we do finally get to it, it's going to be in many parts. You know, because we're trying to cut down on like really long videos. Yeah, well, like I said, some of this is going to have to be gone over with the other colors. And as far as reaching everything, this piece is a bit more challenging than others that I have done. But, you know, see how good I can make it look. And even if it's, even if some of the black primer, you know, comes through, it's not bad, because you know, this is supposed to be, you know, like part of a, you know, equipment being used, and equipment isn't always looking like it's, you know, fresh off the assembly line. So I think I'm getting close to the end of the base coating here. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm just going to have to do some touch-up on different things. Actually, alright. Alright, let me look around. Actually, in there. Okay. And a little bit more back here. Well, one thing I will say is, after this, still not done with this game as far as painting minis, because I do want to get the alien minis painted so that they can look just a little bit better. Okay. Alright. Yep, that's going to be it for the yellow paint for now. I'm going to leave it out so that I can, you know, go back to it if I need to, which I just might. Okay, so we're going to let that yellow paint dry before I go any further. When I come back, I am going to try to get Ripley herself painted. This way I can get all, you know, all the harder to reach places done first, and then I'm going to do like a little bit of I mean, I guess you can call it details on the loader. I'm gonna use a dark gray. I'm gonna, where it looks like, you know, would be a good spot to put it, I'll put some down there. I don't remember exactly how the loader looked in the movie, and I don't have a picture available. I mean, I probably could look one up, but I'm gonna, for this one time, I'm gonna take my liberties and you know, I guess creative liberties, and do it in a, you know, maybe a little bit differently than it looks in the movies, but it's still gonna look good. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I've given that yellow paint some time to dry on the loader, and now I'm gonna try to get Ripley painted a bit. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so start with the light blue. Yeah, a lot of this is going to have to be done very, very carefully. Okay, yeah, so like I said, it's going to have to be done very, very carefully. So, because I really don't have to keep going over the yellow paint. Now, for those of you who had seen the last video for this, where I was painting Ripley holding Newt, I painted the clothing this light blue color, which I know looks a lot like gray, but it does say that it is light blue on the bottle. Alright, let me just, I'm going to get a little bit back here. Alright. Alright, oh. Ah, here's a good way to get the back from the back. And I just painted my finger. But that'll happen many, many times. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Now, I think that's it for that. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm sure I do, I used white on the shirt, but let me look at it now, because it also, you got the harness that keeps her in there. So, alright. I mean, the harness I'm going to have to paint another color. I'm probably going to paint that gray. And I got to get all my thin brushes out. Yeah, this looks, yeah, let me get the, alright, so, alright, so what I'm going to have to do is, when I'm ready to do the gray paint for the you know, a lot of the details that I'm going to do, I'll also do the harnesses. We're also going to be doing the cushion behind her as well in that color, so, oops, it's a little too much. So, you know, so when I'm up to that, it's quite a bit to do. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah, so not a lot of the shirt is actually showing because of the harness. So don't got to worry about it too much. But I do want it to show. Okay. Alright, I think that's it for that color. Oops. Let's do the flesh color next. And get this. Alright. So, for this, we need the arms. And once I'm done with the arms, gotta get her face. Let's start on the arms. Not sure if I'm going to get the hands to really stand out. And on this side, because I kind of sort of accidentally painted her arms when I was doing the yellow. Well, actually it's showing up pretty good against it. Now let's try to get her face as good as I can. And of course, I'm trying to get all this done without hitting the, we're not getting the outside part of the loader. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, so getting pretty good progress done on Ripley. Let's get the hair. I think I can get the hair without messing up anything else, because that's pretty much all I need for the flesh. Alright, let's take up the black for the hair. And then once we're done with that, could take another break and let all that dry. Yeah, this looks like a good enough one. Alright. Alright, almost. Alright. Alright, we're getting there, we're getting there. And more importantly, we're getting there without getting straight paint marks where we don't want it. Alright. Okay. Okay. Oh. Well, while we're at it, if we really want to finish Ripley, let's get the shoes. So I have a brown for that. Okay. Now, let's get a good brush. Let's see. That's a good one right there. Okay. So. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alrighty. So, pretty much gotten what I want to get with Ripley. So we're going to let that dry. Alright, so like I said, we're going to let all the paint on Ripley dry, and when we come back I'm going to do some details with some gray paint on the loader, and then maybe also then I'll get the like the metal, because you know with the hydraulics you gotta, you know, when it's extended you got that metal underneath, so I'm going to get that, and then after that it might just be a little bit of touch up on the base and it's all finished. Alright, so, well actually no, it's not all finished. Nope, still got to do the wash. But anyway, it's all a process, so stay tuned and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the paint on Ripley has dried, so I'm going to do a few more details and see how far we get. Alright, so. Okay, so I'm going to take this gray color. Alright. Alright. So first things first, I'm going to get the joysticks. Okay, now get the whole mechanism around it. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, wanted to put the gray paint in between these little pincer things. Yeah, I say a little bit there. In respect to the size of everything, they're probably considered pretty big. Alright, now I'm going to get alright, getting little bits here and there. Now it doesn't have to look, at least for what I'm doing, it doesn't have to look like pristine or anything like that. It just has to make things stand out, which is all I'm trying to do. Okay, and all these bits that stand up and stand out, that's what I'm trying to get. Okay. Alright. And actually, now that I think about it, let's get the bottom side of these feet. Alright. Okay. Okay, now let's see. Anything else that I can immediately see? Oh yeah. I said I was going to get the cushion. That is right behind her. And the harness. Oh, how easily I forget some things. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, this is going to be, oh, actually not as tricky as I originally thought. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, got a little bit on the side here. There we go. How about on the other side? I think I got that already. Yes, I do sometimes tend to talk to myself while I'm doing this. All right. And I think that's all I can get with the gray paint. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to get. All right, now there's one little detail that I'm going to do as well. I'm going to make this little thing on the top that looks like a little beacon. I'm going to paint it red. Mainly because I think that it should stand out, and the best way to make it stand out against the rest of this is to paint it red. Okay, now, all right, you know what? Let's whoops, let's touch up the base where the yellow paint got on it. And then let all that dry and get it ready for the wash. Okay, there we go. Now that my big fat fingers aren't in the way. There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Got that. Oops. Okay. All right, so there we go. So we're going to let that last bit dry, and we come back, we're going to do the wash, and that's all finished. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. All right, given that paint some time to dry, and see if we can finish this up. I did notice one thing I missed. All right. So, like I said, I noticed something I missed. So basically all of these things that look like hydraulic levers, you know, where it's supposed to make it look like metal. So basically, after I turned off the camera and started my break, I realized I forgot this. I was like, oh, it's like I gotta go back and do it. All right. All right. So I don't. Oh wait, no. Okay. That looks like it's finished now. All right. So I am not going to take a break again. Being since it was such a short thing to do right here, I'm just going to take the chance. I'm putting on the wash and hoping that I don't just brush off everything I just did. All right. So here we go. Okay. And besides, like I always say about the wash, it helps give it that gritty look. And there was a lot in the Aliens movie that looked gritty. Great movie though, one of my favorites. Okay, getting there, getting there, getting there. Okay, all right, getting there, almost done. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's put it up for presentation. And there it is. Ripley in the loader, ready to go against the Alien Queen. Okay, so that's what I got for today. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. I actually just finally got up to 35 subscribers. Instead of saying 40, I'm going to say I want to make it to 50. And please go to Tabletop Jones Productions, like, subscribe, and share over there as well. We are starting to put up new videos. And over there, same thing. We want to reach 50 because we want to start doing live streaming. We found out we need at least 50 subscribers for that. So anyway, also just as with every video that I put up, especially the painting videos, look in the description for links to the actual products. I do have an affiliation status with Amazon. I did sign up for that, so I will be putting up links. And if you use if you're interested in the game and you use the link, it helps support me with everything that I'm doing here with the channels, and helps me bring everything out to you just that much easier. All right. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again. Take care of yourself. Have a great day.